This episode discusses real criminal cases involving violence, abuse of power, and betrayal within trusted relationships. Some details may be disturbing or emotionally triggering. If you are sensitive to these topics or currently navigating trauma, please prioritize your well-being while watching. Viewer discretion is advised.
Tonight, oh yes, the conversation is grown and the tea is served with elegance. On this episode, we're unpacking two separate cases, but one disturbing pattern. In the first case, a former IRS agent, educated, respected, professionally disciplined, murdered his wife for the nanny. In the second, a pastor, a spiritual leader, a man trusted and guided by others and trusted to guide others, was murdered by his mistress. Two different worlds: federal authority and the pulpit, tax codes and scripture, but the same haunting question: how does someone who appears to be so credible become capable of something so dark? It's a disguise, that's how. So let's go ahead and get into it. Good afternoon. Well, it's evening now. Good evening, everyone. I appreciate you guys from joining. Now tonight we're going to be without our co-host, Bree with the T. She's out tonight, and she gave me permission to share this information with you. For a little while now, her mother was battling breast cancer, but earlier today, her mother was able to ring that bell. So no more treatment. She did well. If you guys want to give a round of applause. Thank goodness. Thank God for that. So that's where Rhea is tonight. She's actually with her family and celebrating their win of her mama conquering and beating cancer's ass. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the comment section and let's see who's in. Faithful Erlisa. Hello, Erlisa. Thank you for joining this evening. Hello, Miss Roro. I thank you for joining as well. I see we have 9 people watching. Don't be shy. Go ahead and say hello to your girl. Show me your support tonight. All right. So as I stated, we're gonna go over a couple of cases. I mean, some of this stuff is a bit gruesome. So if you're a little sensitive or whatever, like the warning had stated earlier, please take care of yourself. If you have to leave the stream, I'll understand that. But I'm gonna try to make it not as gruesome. Yes, God is good. That is correct, Miss Roro. Hey, Derek. Good evening, Derek. Hey, the Watson family. I appreciate you guys for coming in as well. You guys are so loyal. I appreciate your support. So we're going to go ahead and jump into it. I believe that Derek might be coming on later or sometime soon, so we could talk about this. I need to bounce it off another mail. All right, so let's go ahead and get started, guys. So the first case, again, is about the IRS agent who was just recently, I can say that he murdered his wife because he'd been found convicted of this crime. So just recently, he'd been found convicted of murdering his wife and child endangerment. So let's go ahead and take a look at that case. Here is the Banfields. Look like the everyday American family. The husband, IRS agent, a stay-at-home mom, and a 4-year-old daughter. Seemed pretty, well put together and things like that. But what people didn't know is what was going on behind the scenes in that household. So let me go ahead and tell you the story about this. So as I stated before, the wife was a stay-at-home mom, but for some reason she had stated that she needed some help in the house. So her and her husband had got together, did some interviews and things like that, and they decided to have a live-in nanny. Live-in nanny, her name is Juliana, okay, Brazilian, from Brazil, and she became a live-in nanny. As you can see, she's about 22, 23 years old in this picture. Okay, a little siren, that's what I call those type of individuals. So they hired this nanny to live in, and for some odd reason that they didn't go all the way into, but the husband had practically came up with the plan to kill his wife, and he pulled this 23-year-old young lady into his plan. Okay, so at some point, maybe like 2 to 3 months into this little arrangement, he had started going with the nanny. Okay, he started going with the nanny. So I know this is about to sound like crazy. So him and the nanny decided to create an online fetish account. Okay, having a nanny acting as though she's the wife. I guess the voice, because he needed a female voice and things like that, and he needed some type of female touch to this plan. So they created an online account, and they were looking for, oh, I'm sorry, you guys. Hey, Garrett, I'm definitely going to recognize you this time. Last time I wasn't able to, I seen you in the chat, but I was all caught up. I couldn't speak to you. Thank you for coming in, Garrett. So they set up this online account on the fetish website, saying that they need someone to come into the home and role play. Let's see, YouTube is kind of sensitive, so I'm gonna say grape. Role play a grape type situation. Okay. And the husband had Juliana to talk with the young man on the phone and saying, yeah, when you come in and you approach me in this way, I'm gonna be hollering, I'm gonna be screaming. That's what I want. Continue. Don't stop. Just continue to go. So they went through a few applicants, and they decided to pick this one. The person name was Joseph Ryan. Now, take a look at this picture right here. What y'all think about this picture? Is that somebody that you'll be sexually attracted to? No. I'm sad to say. And this a person with this type of look might be kind as all out. But I don't know. I mean, he's not like the best looking guy that get his attention from. Looked like that he might have had some personal satisfaction with doing these type of fetishes. I'm gonna put it this way. What y'all think? Y'all think he took his job seriously, or he kept it professional, or you think he was actually getting off on some shit like that? Being hired to come in and perform a grape. Don't be shy, guys. Talk to me in the chat. Oh, that's right, Garrett. There's someone for everyone. I agree. And look like this was a great pick. I mean, this man had all the props. He showed up to the house with chains and a knife, and it was something else. Two knives, chains, and rope. So he was ready for that role. So anyway, so let's fast forward to when the incident occurred. So the incident happened maybe in 2023, February sometime. So they had already planned on what time they want this man to come into the household. They told the man the door is going to be unlocked. Just come on upstairs. And Go into the bedroom. They gave the man instructions on how to get to the bedroom and everything. Just go into the bedroom and go ahead and perform the act. So the husband left the house first, but he stayed kind of close so he can, hurry up and come back if need be, when need be. And then the nanny and the 4-year-old daughter went out the house as well. She parked closer to the house so she can call the husband and let him know that this guy has arrived and going into the house. All right, so husband gone, nanny and the daughter is in a car parked down the street to watch the house. This guy shows up. Nanny calls the husband, hey, he's here now. Come on back real quick. This guy goes in, go in the bedroom, get on top of the wife and do his performance. So by the time the husband came back to the house, the husband and the nanny went inside the house, leaving the 4-year-old daughter in the car. Y'all get my drift? So that's how the husband got the child endangerment charge and conviction. So 4-year-old daughter in the car, left her ass outside alone in the car. Nanny and the husband goes in the house, up the stairs, standing on the outside of the bedroom door, listening. That in its own is weird to me. Not just so because they set up this whole thing, but that's weird to me. Just standing outside the door, making sure that this man is doing what he was hired to do. Okay? So after they hear enough or whatever that is going on, the husband busts in the bedroom door. Wife, oh, thank you, honey. He has a knife. Okay, so the husband pulls out his IRS issued gun and put a bullet in the back of this man's head. Okay, he falls down on top of the wife. Husband rush over, pulls him off the wife onto the ground, and the husband jumps, pounces on top of his wife, grabs a knife, and his wife in the neck and the face. This is crazy. I know it's wild, it's crazy, but hey, this is what the husband did. Could you guys imagine what was going through his wife's head? First off, you being raped by this man. You thinking your husband is coming to save you, but your husband came to finish the job, to unalive you. Boy, that's a hurting feeling. The wife and the little daughter is the true victims in this story. Can y'all imagine that? It's crazy. So after he, the wife in her neck and her face, he noticed that this guy was moving on the side of the floor. So he instructed the nanny, hey, go get the other gun. So she go gets the other gun. She comes back and she put a couple in this guy here just to make sure that he doesn't live. Okay. Now I sat back and I thought about this story. I say that the IRS agent, he really gave this some through thinking, and this could have worked. This could have worked. He got away with this for 8 months. How y'all think he was, how it was found out that he was the suspected killer? Let's see if y'all know. Come on, chat. Talk to me now. How do you guys think he got discovered to be the killer? It definitely wasn't the FBI doing a great job. It definitely wasn't that. Anyone in the chat? No? The Brazilian nanny, the Brazilian nanny cave and told what happened. See, I was thinking that she'll have a man's back. I mean, she's a immigrant and she'd do anything to try to stay in the United States. So I would think that she'll have a man's back. They got away with it for 8 months. I guess because all that pressure and the coming back and asking the questions, she just went ahead and folded. But baby, you told on yourself. You think they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, just go ahead and stay in America. We're gonna go ahead and let you go, do a plea deal and let you go"? No, she got convicted as well. She got sentenced to 15 to 30 years in jail. So what do you guys thought about that story? Wild, crazy, definitely weird. Definitely weird, Derek. Ah, thank you for joining the Prince of the Talk box. What you think about you coming in at the end? Ah, insane. That's exactly what it is. This story is crazy. Unbelievable. I mean, just think about this. See, this is what way I was thinking about. To be an IRS, don't talk. Look, the Prince of the Talk box, don't talk too quickly because the next story is not. It's gonna be a little bit wild as well. And that's right, Miss Roro. Crazy and weird. And Derek, your comment got blocked. Oh Lord, YouTube with that BS, huh? Yes. Mm-mm-mm. Now this is what I was thinking. I think if I was the family of the person that got hired, the guy right here that I have on the screen, if I was part of his family, what I would do, I would sue the IRS. I'm sorry. Because let's think about it. The husband used the IRS issued gun to kill this guy. The IRS do like a thorough background check along with a psychological check as well. They treat you just like a regular federal agent to make sure you're equipped and ready for that particular job. So they do all of that. And this man gonna kill, even though, hey, I'm not the judge. That's his little fetish thing. He get hired, get paid to do this weird shit. I wouldn't do it. I personally believe once you open up that box, you got to be ready for those consequences of the weird or risky things that come along with it. Okay? But just to say that this husband used the IRS issued gun to kill somebody, I would sue the motherfucking IRS. I definitely would sue the IRS. Somebody gets sued for sure. Do anybody else in the comments have anything to say about this story before I move on to the next one? You guys gonna love this one too. Well, I don't know about love, but you're gonna see the weirdness in this one too. Probably most of us will know of, yes, the Prince of the Talk box soon. Yes. Let's see. Arlisa said they don't do shit thoroughly. That's true. Especially now. All of the veterans that know better, he wouldn't know how they gonna sue. Well, you missed this part, probably the Prince of the Talk box. I'm stating like sue because to be an IRS agent, they're very thorough, supposed to be. They do background checks. They check your credit. They do all of that. Just like you're going into the military, they perform psychological tests as well to make sure you're all the way there and that you can withstand this type of stress or pressure that comes with the job. And this husband used the IRS issued gun to unalive this man that I have on the screen. So the IRS is kind of connected in that way. Although this is a personal situation, true enough, this is a personal situation. But I can see where the IRS could be entangled into that and could possibly be sued. Mm-hmm. Yes, Mom, it is so sad. Now the 4-year-old daughter is without a mother or a father. That's the sad part about it. Those two are the true victims. The 4-year-old daughter and the wife are the true victims. Okay. Are you guys ready to move on to the next story? Let me know in the comment section. All right, Prince of the Talk Box. For sure. Are y'all ready for me to move on to the next story? Ready or not? Here I'm going. So now the next story, you guys probably heard a little something about it. And I've heard, okay, yes, I'm moving on. And I heard some stories like this before, but not so much as, getting killed. But here we go. All right, so here you see pictured, we have Pastor Brodus Perry and his wife Tabitha. Beautiful couple. Um, the couple originally lived in Little Rock, Arkansas, and he pastored over a church there. 4 years or whatever later, he moved up to Memphis, Tennessee to pastor a church in that area. During his church term at the Arkansas, I'm sorry, guys, I'm reading the comments. My mama say he looked crazy. And the Prince of the Talkback say she do too. Oh my God, y'all are something else in this comment section. So during his time of pastoring at the Little Rock, Arkansas church, he met this young lady. Let me go ahead and put her on the screen. Her name is LaTorsha Daniels. LaTorsha Daniels is a 46-year-old social worker and anger management specialist. Okay. She owned her own counseling service in Little Rock, Arkansas. She used to go to the church where that pastor and the wife preached. And she decided she had recently went through a divorce. Okay. Recently went through a divorce, and she decided to reach out to the pastor for guidance. Some type of counseling to help her to get through, the aftermath of the divorce. So in her testimony, she claimed that the pastor had manipulated her during a session. She said during a session, the pastor had basically came on to her, and it was just on from there. She felt that she was manipulated. Now I got to ask I got to ask for y'all opinion on this, man. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the age of the pastor. The pastor that I've shown here. Let me put him back up on the screen. The pastor is 38 years old. Okay. 38 years old. And LaTorsha is 46. 46 years old. Social worker and anger management specialist. Okay. Do you guys think she knew better than this? Than to fall for the okie doke or accept the pastor's advances? I mean, she goes to the church. She know the pastor is married. She know the pastor's married. She see the first lady there in church. Do you think this young woman was manipulated into this, or y'all think she knew better? That's right, the prince of the prince. She could have said no. I agree with that. Oh no. Let's see. She knows. I say the same thing. She know what she was doing. Anybody else in the chat think? I mean, some people say that she could have been vulnerable from the divorce, but I don't know. See, I never understood that. How can someone be so vulnerable that they're going to fall for the advances from the pastor? I mean, I understand vulnerability during time of when you're not, fully mentally stable after going through a divorce, but why it has to be sex involved? Why it has to be falling for sex from a married man and a pastor? Let's see. As a licensed social worker who was also multiple years his senior, she knew better. She just chose to give in to her desires to cope with her pain. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree with you, Queen Kaliko. Okay. Yes. Mama, what you say, Ma? Yes, I will too. Yes, you will too. What? Talk to me, Ma. So basically that's what she chose. She gave into it. Okay. So this went on for a few years. Her and the pastor had a secret relationship. The pastor had told her, now this is probably where she got the manipulation from. The pastor told her that his wife is okay, that they have an open marriage. Now, this is the trick right here. She did not have the pastor's real number. Her and the pastor would communicate through an app instead. Now, you know that's sneaky. If the wife was okay with this, if the marriage was truly an open marriage, how come I can't have your number? How come we have to text through an app? A thermostat has degrees. It ain't worth shit. That's true. And you know what? And Erlisa, you could probably speak to this as well in the chat. Before my previous job, I worked for a behavioral health agency for 10 years. Okay. I worked closely with the executive administration individuals, and I also worked closely with the facility managers and the therapists and counselors there. And one thing that I found out is the thin line between being a patient and being a counselor. It's a thin line. Okay. And I truly think that the individuals who go to school to be like therapists or counselors or whatever, I think their passion was to do that because they too went through some things. They too are trying to cope and move about this world. So they tend to go to school to get certified in this to help others. Okay? This is what I believe. Many people, many of those counselors I see supposed to be on the other side of that mirror. Okay. But then they say, I guess they're saying that you got let's see, what is that saying? You have to be one to know one type thing to understand. This is the type of way to see this right here is the type of situation right here that goes for that. So a lot of us want to hold the counselors and the doctors and all that to a higher standard, say they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't whatever. Baby. They have more in common with their clients than less. Well played, Ken. Welcome to the show. Thank you for joining. Undeserving of that pastor title, moving like that. That's true. I had a conversation with somebody the other day. And I was like, if you know you can't be faithful to your wife, why go ahead and step up to a title of being a pastor? Go ahead and continue to work on yourself before taking on such a high role. Because I understand that nobody's perfect. That's true. Nobody's perfect. We all got our own things that we're we're trying to overcome. But sleeping with women or multiple women outside your wife, I don't know about that. I don't think you should be in that type of title until you get that under control. And them whorish ass preachers. That's true, Elisa. That's true. Let's see. His wife was just as guilty. Now you have to explain that to me, Prince of the Top Box. What you mean his wife was just as guilty? We ain't letting her off. I need to know about that. The wife claimed, okay, let me go ahead with the story. So, bam, they start sleeping together and seeing each other, you know, seeing each other for about 2 to 3 years or something like that. I'm thinking like he wanted to cut it off and no longer, mess around with her. So she decided to purchase a gun, okay, and then drive 2 hours from Little Rock, Arkansas to Memphis, Tennessee, where the pastor and his wife now reside. Didn't resign. I'm wondering how she got the address to know where their house is, but whatever. Somehow she got the address. She got there. And this is what the wife said on the stand. The wife said that I knew her from the church, so I felt comfortable letting her in the home. I don't know. I don't know. I want you guys to let me know what you think about this. So they lived in Memphis, Tennessee. This young lady they knew from Little Rock, Arkansas, when they was pastoring down there at Little Rock, Arkansas. So she remembered this young lady from that church. So she said she felt comfortable open up the door to let her in because she remembered her from the church. What y'all think about that? That's kind of iffy to me, but I don't know. What y'all think? That's a 2-hour difference. I would probably ask my husband. I think the lady from the church in from Little Rock, Arkansas, she here. How'd she know our address? That's the 2-hour difference. What is she doing here, man? He would have to tell me to open up that door that it's okay. I want to know. Let's see. Why do women sleep with her pastor though? And then want to crash out? Right. They already know it was wrong in the first place. If the man want to disconnect and let it go ahead and let it go. Let's see. I don't care where I know someone from. If they weren't invited prior to their visit, the door will remain closed. Amen. I feel the same way, Clico. Let's see. Her ass got put in a sucker bucket, fell in love, and crashed out. I agree. Let's see. She could move too. Yeah, she could move too. That's true. But baby, I would be hesitant. I'm like 2 hours. What's she doing up here, man? I wouldn't open up the door. I would be questioning my husband. That's number one. But anyway, she's a woman of God. So she opened the door. Opened the door. She didn't elaborate what all she said when she opened up the door, but somehow, whatever she was talking with them and exposed some different things, and she turned around, getting ready to leave. And she decided to turn back around and look at them and look at the pastor and said, "You broke my heart." Pull out the gun and pow, pow at the couple. Okay? Pow, pow at the couple. And then she walked on out. During that time, they called the police. Police arrived and they were able. She was still at the scene. She was still at the scene with the weapon in her hand. So in this case, she was caught red-handed. Okay? The police caught her red-handed with the gun still in her hand. They rushed both the pastor and the wife to the hospital. The pastor died. The wife survived. Okay. Now, on the stand, this is what she said, because they was about to charge her with first-degree murder. You gonna buy the gun a few hours before you travel 2 hours to go to this man's home. Sound like it's premeditated to me. What y'all think? That sound like that would have stick the first degree, huh? First degree murder. Okay. However, they did not charge her with the first degree murder. That didn't stick. She actually got convicted of second degree murder. And reasoning is because she stayed on the stand that she would never hurt the pastor. That wasn't her plan to hurt him. Her plan was to to unalive herself. That was a lawyer decision. The lawyer told her to say that. She have a good ass lawyer. She has a good ass lawyer. The lawyer told her to say that shit. Get on the stand and say, you will never hurt him. You love him. You will never hurt him. Your plan was to unalive yourself. Well, why didn't she unalive herself then? If that was her plan. She had 2 hours. She had 2 hours to think about this. On her drive up there to Memphis, Tennessee, she had 2 hours to think. She ain't unalive herself. She decided to shoot him. Exactly, the prince. Her ass is lying. And exactly, Derek. I agree. Or Lisa say, not if she did it the same day. Yeah, she did it the same day. Dang. So that's where it is tonight. That's where it is now. You know, so she's been convicted of second degree murder. And it's another charge. Let me see what that charge is. And she was convicted because she did injure the wife. Let's see. I want to know what that charge was. I probably ain't gonna find it. Let's see. Second degree. I'm looking it up now, guys. Because I want to know. Okay. That's what it says. Shot Perry because he unexpectedly ended the relationship. So she decided to go ahead and shoot him. And second degree murder. And it's another charge. It's not telling me right here. But she got a charge from injuring the wife. That I do know. Yes. So that was just all messed up and wild, guys. Have you guys ever heard of any similar situations? Is this something that normally goes on, or very like what's the word I'm looking for? It's commonly known that the pastor would go with women in the church. Let's see, they both probably talked down to her. Clearly, she was not stable. That's true, Lisa. That's why integrity and loyalty to your spouse is important. Infidelity puts everyone's life in danger on multiple levels. A secure, mentally well person wouldn't want to be involved in that anyway. And I agree. I agree. Someone who actually is stable, they would not go with no pastor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All these other single men that's out there, if you're just looking for a situationship or whatever, she could have choose somebody like that to help her with the darn pain. But the pastor, no. I've met some women that say, "Oh, he the one that made the move on me. He the one that did this or whatever." But baby, you have to accept it. You have to accept it. Let's see. She knew what she was doing, and I agree, Prince. I agree. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was doing. So have you guys ever heard of anything like that? Is that something common in Black churches that pastor will go with other church members? Everybody know he married. Everybody know the first lady. And they'll still go with the pastor. Anybody? Ah, okay, Kaliko. Oh my. The story of Pastor Elijah McDavid did the same, but there were no unalive. He was lucky. Unfortunately, it happens more than we think. Yeah, I hate to say. Oh no. I need to have your ass up here. Talking about you done had a pastor wife before. Let's see. She should not let her in. I say go back. Yep, that's true. Yes, black and white. Women, men, and children. Damn. Oh yeah. Look up. Okay, Queen Kaliko. You naming off them pastors. Pastor John Gray. I agree. And he keep cheating on his wife. She ain't going anywhere. Mm-mm. She's not going anywhere. She continue to be there. I'm sorry. I'll be embarrassed. I can't be a pastor's wife, the first lady, and everybody in town know my husband is unfaithful to me. And he get up there on that in that pulpit every Sunday and preach. And I'm sitting right there beside him. No, he don't have it like that with me. Not at all. Jake's, uh, his wife is hiding her. Maybe. Must be the money. Might. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the adventure or something. I wonder if the pastor's breaking off their mistress like that. The mistresses are getting money like that. It could be the money. I don't know. Ugh. It is crazy. Well, that is the stories for the night. But I'm gonna continue to hang out with you guys if y'all guys are want to continue to hang out with me. I knew Derek was stating that he might have some things he want to come in and throw out. Let's see. Y'all keep blaming the men. There's many pastor wives of. Well, this is what I don't understand, Prince. If the pastor's wife, well, let me put it this way. Let's see, girl. I told you about two pastors. They just people. That's true. They're just people. Yes, Derek, come on in. Well, this is what I don't understand. I agree. You should have got your ass up here. Yeah, I agree. Now, this is what I say. And I don't understand it. Like when people, and this is probably a whole nother different show that I need to come up with. What I don't understand is how some men, they love the freaks, but they won't make the freak their girlfriend. The girlfriend is not freaky, but they'll make her the girlfriend, but still cheat on the girlfriend for the freak. What type of shit is this? What type of shit is this? Why don't you get somebody that's on your same level sexually? Okay? If you both freaks, you enjoying that type of stuff. A freak need a freak. And you get in a relationship, most likely you'll be faithful. Let's see. My girlfriend got to be nasty. Uh-huh. Oh no. Yes. That's true. Let's see. The husband pastor knew he was married and took the vow. He was supposed to be the leader of the household and shepherd of his flock. If he doesn't have discipline, he should step down. I agree. In that situation with the pastor, I think they both were to blame. I think they both are to blame. They are too old for this. This is not like his young minds and all this other type of stuff. He took the oath. That's true enough. He took that oath, and he's married. So that's double responsibility, and you choose to, cheat on your wife with these women. And then she is an overgrown woman, 46 years old, counselor, whatever. She's still held at a certain status. She just got out of divorce and seeking assistance, counseling or whatever about it. So her and the home shouldn't want to make anything messy either. Messy versus messy is not going to make it good. So they both are to blame. Let's see. All hoes aren't freaks. They're just easy and want to do it with as many people as possible to fill the void. I agree. It is a difference between a hoe and a freak. I agree. Let's see. Tarsha has knew better. Yes, both of them knew better, the prince. Both of them knew better. So, okay, I see Derek in the background. Let me go ahead and welcome him up. Hello, Derek from I Show Receipts. Nice to see you again.
What's going on, Queen? What's going on?
It's going. It's going. I feel a little empty. I ain't got my co-host.
But you're doing pretty good, though. You holding it down.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it on in there and get these stories out. So what are your thoughts about the two stories that I shared?
Those stories happen a lot. I'm a big fan of Dateline. And if you look at Dateline in 2020, that's all they talk about is stories like this, And I actually have a pastor story from my city that made national news. And I'm going to give you the guy's name. I'm going to give you the pastor's name. He was a young pastor that came here to run a church here in Columbus. And he was married and had like 2 kids, like maybe from ages of 3 or 4 years old. And the pastor at the time, I think he was like in his late 30s. So there was a young family. And, he was doing a great job. And then he had one of the church attendees was a young 16-year-old kid. And he was struggling with his sexuality. He was a gay young man, and he was struggling with it because he thought that being gay is a sin against God. So he went to the pastor for help. Well, the pastor actually was mentoring him, and then started to engage in, sexual activity with the young man.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So the pastor wasn't trying to help him at all. He's actually going ahead and enabling it. And for that young man, I know people have like different reasons why they think people may be gay. Some people may think that you're born that way. Some people think that you're molested, and then you become that way. I think it's a matter of both can happen and occur depending on the situation.
Right.
So here we have a young man coming to the pastor seeking help. He might have been molested. Don't know. And the pastor gonna molest him even more. That's the way I look at it as.
Yeah, I don't know if y'all may have heard about it. I'm gonna give you the guy's name because his mugshot is on Google. You can Google and see his actual mugshot. But the 16-year-old kid started to catch feelings for the pastor.
Okay.
And he wanted to actually be in a relationship with the pastor. And so he gave the pastor an ultimatum. Either you tell your wife what's going on between me and you, or I'm going to stand up in the church and tell the whole church what's been going on. Yes.
What?
Yes.
That is crazy.
So what the pastor did was he took a gun, went behind the church, and took himself out. Yeah. He shot himself in the head.
You know what I don't understand? People who's battling things that's just as serious as this, why choose a community role like that? Why choose to be a pastor?
Right.
You could be anything in this darn world. Anything. But you choose to be a pastor and
Right.
knowing that you balance serious things like that.
What do you remember a few years ago? No, maybe it's been over 20 years with Bishop Long in here in Atlanta, up in Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, they were saying that he was
He's passed
bisexual
on.
or something.
Yeah, yeah, he's passed on, but he got sued by 4 young men because it was the same situation. They were
Yeah.
having, you know, gay tendencies, and they went to him for mentorship, and he was messing with all 4. And you remember he settled with them.
Mm-hmm.
He paid them each like $4 million, but he
Oh,
never
wow.
admitted to it. He never admitted to it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it split the
That's
church.
crazy.
A lot of people left because if you're paying $4 million to each one of them, you're admitting that you did something.
That's right. That's a mission. That's a mission right there.
Yeah.
Now I'm seeing in the chat. I want you to put your opinion about this out there. I'm seeing in the chat that some of the viewers are debating if the wife knew something or not. This pastor's wife. Now, my thing is, I think she did know. I think she did know, even though she stated in court that she didn't know that her husband was having an affair. But my thing is this: when you have this woman that you knew from the Arkansas church travel 2 hours to Memphis, Tennessee, and arrive at your house, not at the church. She coming to your house, knocking on your door. Isn't that strange? I wouldn't open up the door. I go get my husband. Hey, the lady from the Arkansas church is here. She traveled and how she know where we lived? I find that strange. I think it was something going on, like she knew that her husband was doing what he was doing, or maybe she was doing something herself type thing. And they had some type of rules where don't give them your personal number or anything like that. Just use the app, create that space in between it. What you think about that?
But you do know, Latrice, that a lot of people can be very deceptive. And I have seen stories where people have started whole entire families, and their current family never knew a thing about it. You know. So, did you hear did you see a few years back, there was a guy who was married to this woman, had a completely different family in another state, and he was a truck driver. And he would drive, when he would go on the road, he would go spend time with his other family. And he did this for over 20 years. And his first family did not even know he was doing that. They wasn't even aware until the wife started checking his cell phone and started going through his cell phone and saw stuff in there.
Wow.
Yeah. So people are good at hiding things from people.
Double lives.
Double
lives.
Yeah.
Dang. This is crazy. I'm starting to feel crazy. You have some things to lighten up this mood? You had any things you wanted to bounce off of us in the darn chat?
But Latrice, let me ask you this. Does it make you paranoid getting into relationships when you hear about stories like this, where people have been deceived and lied to, and, does it make you paranoid? It makes me paranoid.
It makes me feel like, are they still, people out there that believes in love and being monogamous? That's what makes me kind of scared. I'm like, I'm old fashioned. And that's probably why I don't really go out and hang out anywhere, is because watching TV and being on social media and all this other stuff, people are starting to make this shit seem like it's cool. And I don't think this shit is cool.
Right.
They think it's all good and it's all dandy, it's all fine because everybody else is doing it. So, yeah, if I say I would love a relationship, but I'll never go anywhere to meet anybody to even get it, because I think it's kind of played, these type of stories and on social media and I've heard other people experiences and stuff like that. It kind of like dampened my spirits. So yes, it makes me a little uneasy about
Well, I
that.
see the
Let's see.
comment somebody said those men wanted Eddie. They were teenagers at the time. They weren't men. They were teenagers.
Yep. Those are teenagers he paid off.
Yeah.
They were underage.
Mm-hmm. They were
Let's see.
teenagers.
Some people look the other way for various reasons. That's true. Yeah. So that's what I say too, Derek. I mean, how you feel about all of this? I mean, I know you've shared some things about some things that you would ask the young lady to try to get a feel about how her mindset is and to see, if any red flags or anything would come apart before moving forward. So is that something you've come up with to try to help go through this dating field out here?
It's scary now. I mean, because if people want to cheat on you, they can cheat on you without you kind of knowing if you do it the right way. And then we live in a time now, Latrice, where it's so easier. It's easier to cheat now because you got social media. You got people on Facebook. You got people on Instagram, TikTok. And then I've spoken to so many women, and I'm pretty sure you can relate to this, where they've had so many married men in their inbox trying to get at them.
Yes.
And I'm pretty sure you've had some in your inbox too. Yeah. And so it's easier now to cheat. And then you throw in the fact that, you on social media now, you got women showing more skin now. You can't go to the website without women damn near naked online, which is leading a lot of these guys and women into temptation and want to look the other way and go, man, I think that if you get into a relationship, you might need to pull back off social media to make the relationship work. Just so you won't fall into temptation. I know I would have to do something like that.
And I get what you're saying in regards to that too, because like I said, all the social media is like porn. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like porn. You go on there, you're seeing all the ass out and all the different things that are becoming cool now, having multiple girlfriends and multiple, being sexually fluent, as they call it, going with men and women. It's just very loose out there, right? So what is the reason for a relationship nowadays? Like, why would people want to have a relationship when they could go for what? For sex? No, they could just go out there and go get sex, right?
Yeah.
It's readily available. Or what? To see a woman's body? Nope. You can just log on to Instagram, Facebook. If nobody don't report the picture, and you can see it. But you don't have to go on a porn site to watch porn now. It's on all platforms.
Right.
I think porn itself desensitizes men and women nowadays. They're gonna say what they need a man for, or what they need what they need a woman for, and they could just watch porn and get toys and do whatever they want with themselves.
Right.
So that's another.
And then you got these dudes sending their pictures of their members to women. And I don't understand why guys do that. That is the weirdest thing, that dudes think that they took a picture of their privates and send it to a woman and she's supposed to just fall in love with them. I don't understand that. I know a female that gets at least one picture like that almost every other day. She get one of those pictures. It's the weirdest thing.
I get more pictures of that in my inbox than the man's face. Yeah, I get a dick every day. I mean, in
my inbox. I'm pretty sure a lot of these females in this chat do get them too.
I get a dick in my inbox every day, Derek. And I'm like, really?
What do you do about it?
I just don't respond.
Yeah.
And if I'm in a sassy mood, then I respond sassy. And depending on what mood I am. Most of the time, I just don't respond. Why?
Do you block them? Do you block them?
Huh?
Do you block them?
Yes. Yeah, I block them. I say, these motherfuckers crazy. They advertising it. They didn't want to know right then. Hey, this is all I got to give right here. Take it or leave it, huh?
Oh, my goodness.
You think that's what that means? Take it or leave it. That's all I got to give you.
I have yet to see a woman to fall in love with a guy because he sent her one of those pictures. I just never seen it. So I don't even know why dudes do that in the first place.
Because they're not looking for love.
Right. Right.
That's number one. They're not looking for love.
These guys that do that would never approach you in public and come at you like that, but they feel confident behind a computer sending you some stuff like that.
Right.
And that's what social media is doing to these perverts, is making them more confident to come at these women.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It's desensitizing even the good men too. It don't matter if you're good, bad, whatever. You being desensitized. So you like, you don't much remember how it is to be in a relationship. You've been single for so fucking long. I mean, you're getting all your needs met in pieces. You're getting your needs met in pieces instead of going out there and really putting energy into getting to know a person and get most of all your needs met in one.
There is a meme that's going around, Latrice, that says, being single, at least I can sleep at night knowing that I'm not getting cheated on.
Oh,
and I hate to be cynical about being in a relationship because there are some good people out here.
That's right.
You know, it kind of made sense. At least you can sleep at night knowing that you're not being cheated on. You know.
See, but you know what? I'm willing to take a risk because I haven't been so traumatized of done so wrong. See, it depends on how your relationships were when you had relationships. I've had a relationship where I was done wrong, true enough. I've dated a guy who was living double life. True enough. I've been through that, but that haven't dampened me from wanting a relationship now. They haven't dampened. I'm willing to take that risk. I know it's all a risk. We will never know. All thing we have to do is just trust the other to be.
Right.
That's right. And I am not that type of girl to be like, let me see your phone, let me this, where you going, and be all on your ass like that. If I'm asking you something that's out of your safety, it's out of your safety. I'm not one to be on it, you know. So it's kind of easy. If you're going to cheat, it's going to be easy to cheat. Unless you're not a good cheater and I see a little, be like, that's kind of strange. I'm going to ask him about that.
So you would never try to look at his phone or anything like that?
Nope. Not at all.
Wow.
With the guy, double life, with that guy, I didn't go looking for it. It came to me.
Right.
See, when you're doing right or whatever, it's gonna always the universe will always bring it to you. You don't got to go out there and look for it. You don't have to put that type of energy in.
So you telling me you wasn't scarred enough to be afraid to get into another relationship?
Correct. I was not scarred enough to be afraid to get into another relationship. And also what I did a lot of downtime too. After that particular relationship, I waited a while. It must have been like 5-6 years.
So you gave yourself time enough to heal. And I think that's a big problem with a lot of people that come out of bad relationships. They get out of a bad relationship and jump right into one because, believe it or not, there are a lot of people that are afraid to be alone. They think being alone is the worst thing in the world. So when they jump out of one, they get right back in one and they not give themselves enough time to heal.
See, and that's the problem. That is definitely a problem. Darnell in the chat states, never look at the phone. God will reveal. I agree, Darnell. It's all the time. It's gonna come to you and in the right time because then you'll know that you're ready to go ahead and leave and react on it.
What's up, Will?
Thank you for coming in, Will. God is good all the time. Thank you for coming in this evening, Will. So that's what I believe there. It's no use to us worrying about what the other person do. You got to trust. I give it. And if you mess it up, you mess it up. And that's it. That's what I feel about it. When it shows you out of there, it ain't no, oh, let me make it up. I'm sorry, I never cheat again. No, it takes a while to cheat. You got to talk to the person, get your nerves up before y'all even go ahead and do the do.
Would you take a cheater back?
Let me see. Will I take a cheater back?
I don't think I could.
I'm going to say this. The double life, let me give you a little background on a double life guy. So when I met the double life guy, I was closing up an on and off relationship. And I was torn between, do I stay with the familiar or do I give the new a chance? They overlapped a little bit at the beginning. They did overlap. And I said, with the double life, a female had contacted me and was telling me this and telling me that or whatever. Call him our name. Oh, okay. Erlisa knows this. Erlisa knows. 23. 23. That's the nickname I have for him. So it overlapped. So a female, this is very early on of us getting to know each other. So a female had reached out to me in regards to him, right? And said, oh, you're doing whatever. I've been talking to him to something such. And I was wondering, where he been and all this other stuff. So I told him about that. And he was like, yeah, that's somebody that I was going with. And I was shutting that down. I was shutting that down to give you a chance or whatever. I was like, okay, but I never did tell him. My sister said, she's in the chat. My sister said, in order for me to make it right, I should have came out and told him that I understood it because I was doing the same thing. No, baby. You the one that got caught. The girl called me to tell on you. Ain't nobody from my side called you to say nothing about me. Because my shit was true.
Right.
I know how to handle my shit. I was shutting that down. It was all clear. It was no problem. We overlapped a little bit, but he knew where he stood. This girl obviously didn't know where she stood. So she called me. You know what I'm saying? So that's him being messy, not me. And so from that day on, I was like, okay, if we're going to give this a real try, let's go ahead and do this shit right. So I went ahead, I made that crystal clear with the old, knocked that off to give the new person the full try. And I gave him my all. And he still, so that means that was in him. He was just a cheater. Let's see, Darnell states, being scorned doesn't mean you stop believing in love. It just means you give yourself time to heal, rediscover who you are, and grow from it. Heal, but don't harden. There's a difference. That's good said. That's said great. Let's see, Anthony, thank you for joining us as well. Even if the friend does not know the prospect at all. I don't know what you're talking about, Anthony. So yeah, have you ever been in a situation like that, closing off the old to give the new a chance?
No, I have not. But I do kind of feel like you should have been honest and upfront about it.
So you're gonna take my sister's side? You're gonna take my sister's side?
Did he ever find out at all?
No.
Wow.
See, so why would I do that? Okay, I know you see, guys are not as open-minded as women when it comes down to stuff like that. I understand how it is. We all live in life out here, right? We all live in life. And if you done had all this time in with somebody to off and on this, you know them. So it's kind of hard to be like I knew what I needed to do is to go ahead and break that off because that person done had their chance with the on and off stuff. This is the new person. This person may be more consistent and want to go in just as well as I want to go in. So I was like all over the on and off stuff. And I, put on my big girl panties, let that go, and gave the new person a chance. See, I could have said, well, damn, I should have stayed with the on and off person because it ended up like this. No, I'm not going to say that because I needed to go ahead and let that on and off person go. That's not what I needed in my life at the time. I was ready to go all in. And, the new person didn't do so well. I had to let them go because they had to double life. And still today, in 2026, I still believe in love. I still believe in it.
Do you have any walls up at all? Are you more guarded because of that? I don't think being guarded is a bad thing because you're protecting yourself from being hurt, right?
I would say if I run into like some suspicious thing, I wouldn't just dismiss it. I bring it to the person's attention. I'd be more vocal. Because with the double life, it was certain things that he would do or say. Or Lisa knows, number 23. It was certain things that he'll do or say. You'll raise an eyebrow and be like, I don't know. That's crazy. He did well. He knew what I love. Let's see. She's wiser. That's right, Lisa. I am wiser. So some things he'll say, like, we talked every day, mostly all day. You get what I'm saying? So I don't even know how he cheated. Maybe he cheated when I went to bed and at 11 o'clock to get up the next morning to go to work. That must be his time of cheating. And that's the cheating times, right? The late at night any darn way. So, and we didn't live together because I don't believe in shacking up. So that's another way that's easily to cheat. We lived in 2 different cities, 45 minutes away.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that's a good way of to cheat. That's why I don't do, I guess that's the wiser part. I don't do long distance relationships. I wouldn't do a long distance relationship because of that. I mean, what's the point, right? So that's something wise that I wouldn't do. I would ask more questions when I see some red flags. And that's about it. I wouldn't incorporate any of that looking through phone or following or anything like that. I wouldn't incorporate anything into it because I still believe that there are good people out there. The same way as good, there's some gray areas, of course.
Right.
But I do believe there are some good people out there.
Oh, there are.
That believe in the same thing I believe in, love.
Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm going to be a very guarded person. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Oh, come on now, Derek.
Oh, my goodness. Because.
Guarded. What you mean guarded? Give me an example of.
I hate to say this, but I'm going to be kind of looking out for stuff. Like I would like to see my woman's phone from time to time. I'm sorry. She can see my phone. I want to be able to see her phone. I think it's good to protect yourself, man. I'm sorry, man. I'm too paranoid.
You acting like, okay, let's check this out. I would say if it's serious, and when I mean serious, I mean y'all living together, y'all engaged or married. Living together, engaged or married. If the phone is sitting there and it rings, I should be able to pick it up. Hey, baby, here go your phone. Like that, but not to go in the phone. Why go in the phone, Derek?
Right. Well, I would ask, can I answer? You mind if I answer the phone? If she comes in there and just snatch that thing and run off, no, then, I mean, would you, if a guy did you like that, you're talking to a guy, phone's ring, he comes in there and just snatching that thing, going to another room, wouldn't that make you suspicious? Because I'm not a cheating individual. So if my phone rings, I'll be like, you can answer that for me. I don't have anything to hide. But if the individual is real secretive and don't want you and just snatch that thing and take off and refuse to let you see who that is, then I'm going to be on alert. I want to know, why is this person acting like this?
Yeah.
I think in today's society, you have to protect yourself. Because, like you said, cheating is so much easier now, and it's happening way more now than it ever has because it's so much easier. There's so many ways to cheat now, But I guess it's a fine line because I don't want to be one of them guys that just jealous over protective of my woman, want to know where she's at all the time, because it's a fine line. You'll chase a woman off if you're being just too protective over her and want to know everything she's doing. So it's definitely a fine line. You know, I want to protect myself, but I also don't want to be that overbearing boyfriend either, or husband.
Right. And I wouldn't so much concentrate on the phone either, because it probably through an app like old pastor did.
Yeah.
It's probably through an app. It ain't even text messages, baby.
Yeah. That's a whole nother new way of doing it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother way to do it. I understand what you're saying. If the phone rings, it'd be like, here you go, you know, type of thing, and let them have it, you know, let them have it. But yeah, I would raise an eyebrow if they run off with the phone. All right. So she said, or Lisa says, I don't go in my husband's phone, even if he tells me to. Yeah, I guess that's respecting each other's privacy. Yeah, because like you said, Derek, if people gonna cheat, they gonna cheat, whether you go through the phone or not.
Yeah, and I've heard of people having two phones, and their husband and wife didn't even know they had another cell phone. People can get creative when they come to cheating. They can get very creative.
They sure can. If that's what they really want to do.
Exactly.
They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it. And within time, you're gonna find out. I know Derek's like, let's go ahead and get it over with, huh?
Oh man, I'm enjoying this conversation. You're easy to talk to, so.
Yes, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming in and helping me feel in.
You're doing a great job. Keep this going. Y'all gonna we need a platform like this to talk about stuff like this. So I think you're doing a great job.
Oh, thank you, Derek. I said I needed to create this platform where it will be neutral. You know, they always have the women bashing platforms and the men bashing platforms. I want something neutral, like even ground, where we can have male and females come in here and just voice their opinions, and we come up with something reasonable, some type of negotiation. Like I'm a fixer. I don't like to keep venting on problems. I'm like, what can we do about this?
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. And Arlisa said, what's done in the dark, come to the light. You gotta be patient for it. So I appreciate you coming on, Derek. I'm gonna go ahead and start wrapping it up. Do you have any final reflections in regards to this topic?
No, I enjoyed the stream. I enjoyed the conversation, and like I said, keep doing. You and Reed, y'all keep it up.
I thank you. I thank you for coming in and help me. So I'll go ahead and close it off with a little final reflection. At the end of the day, when you look at these two cases side by side, something becomes painfully clear. A federal agent sworn to uphold the law, a pastor sworn to uphold faith, both connected to relationships built in secrecy, and both tragedies rooted in choices made long before the crime. So I want you to sit with this and take these questions with you. How often do we excuse character flaws because someone is important? And I say in quotations. Do we confuse spiritual authority or professional success with emotional maturity? And what red flags do we overlook because someone carries status? Titles don't make a person moral. Character does. Until next time, stay raw, unfiltered, and ready for the conversation. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Derek. Have a good night.
Peace.
Hurt love is just the pain that I feel. I said it's hurt love. It's just the pain that I feel. I gave you too many years of my life and you played with me cause you had it shook with me. Yeah, you told me that you love me and you always be there. Then you came around and played like you really didn't care. I gave you all of me, my time, my love, my pain and separation. You had to tell me, nigga.